with the Crafty Diamond. Today I am doing a WIP and Chat, and I will be working on FGNormal's dessert cup, and this is for April. And I thought since today's April the 1st for me, it'll be the 2nd for you, this is a perfect timing to do this and go ahead and get this knocked out. What a WIP and Chat is, if you are not familiar, is a work in progress, and I'll be working on this and talking a little bit, just catching you up on some things that's going on around here and different diamond painting events that I participated in. And you can grab anything that you want to work on, whether it's diamond painting, cross stitch, whether you're just walking or cleaning the house or just want to listen, or whatever that you want to do is perfectly fine with me. So grab a chair and grab something to drink and we'll get started. I am drinking tea. I like half and half iced tea. Tea is very popular in the South. For those of you that are not familiar, most people in the South drink sweet tea, or when they think of Southerners, they think of sweet tea. But I like mine half sweet, half unsweet because I don't like all the sugar. So anyway, that is what I am having today, and it is in the afternoon. Otherwise, I would have had coffee. So let me take a sip. And how is everyone doing today? I really appreciate you listening in on my channel. And for those of you that are new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. And thank you for coming back for another video. This one has some really pretty colors. There's only 20 colors in here. If you miss the kitting up of this, I will put that link in the eye for you. And I did purchase all 12 of these, and one, of course, for each month. And I have done February, did not do March. And so I will be doing April and going back to March if I do have time. I'm going to start. Normally, I start on the bottom right corner, but I decided on this one, I'm going to start in the middle and just see how that goes. And you can also see a little bit easier if I do that. I am using today for my putty, I'm using Randa's Crafty Corner Vanilla Shortbread, and it smells really, really good. Also, I am using a tray from Bella Art de Nicole, as well as a pen from Diamond Painting Pals. And then I am using, I don't have it on my canvas right now, but I do have a comfort reminder that is also from Bella Art de Nicole. So let's just jump right in. Not a lot really has gone on this week. It's been kind of a slow week, which isn't that bad. And we are about to start our spring break, and we're all having a lot of allergy issues, and pollen here is absolutely horrible. And so we're all trying to fight that just to not be sick, especially Paige and I, who will be out for spring break. I'll be working, but I'll be working from home. I don't really have a lot to do since students are not going to be on campus. They're all taking a break, and more than likely I will not receive any emails from my students. And if I do, that's fine. I'll definitely answer them. I don't want them to have to wait a week to get a response, but there's really not a whole lot going on. I am using a 4-placer today, as well as a single placer. And then I do have a straightener, although these are rounds, and I have not done rounds in so long that it's taken me a hot minute to get back to rounds. And rounds are typically easier than squares, but I've just gotten so used to have to concentrate making sure the squares are aligned that it is just kind of funny. I'm not sure what that is on the canvas. So we're not really doing anything for spring break. We don't have any kind of plans or anything, which is nice. We my husband didn't want to take off work, and he's got some things going on, and it's still a little chilly here. The weather has been just really crazy. One day it is freezing, and then the next day it's 75. Tonight it's supposed to go down in the 40s, and so we just can't get a break on the weather. I want to work out in the yard, but with all this pollen, I will not be able to handle it. I know that I would have a terrible time once I came in. Even wearing a mask, it would not matter. I would still come in and just be absolutely miserable because of my allergies. And Paige just about can't go outside until it does get warmer. I just replaced my putty with some new putty, so it's kind of sticking to everything. I'm going to try to get some of this off, or at least straighten it out. But other than that, we're just planning on hanging around the house. I am going to be diamond painting. And I've got quite a bit that I want to get done. I want to get my large canvas finished that I had planned on or hoping to get finished by the end of March. And I knew that I wouldn't make it. I thought it would be a fluke if I did, but I went on a short trip, and so I did not diamond paint for almost a week. And so, of course, that kind of messed things up. So I will be working on that. I definitely want to get it finished by the end of April. There should not be any reason why I can't get that one finished by then. It has some color blocking, and it also has a little bit of confetti, but it's not your typical heavy confetti so far with a Josephine wall canvas. I'm seeing a glare, so I'm having to kind of tilt a little bit. That's why I'm going a little bit slow. I think it's a glare from this light that I have here. I am looking into different types of cameras instead of using my phone to record on. I do have a really nice camera. It's older. I don't know how well that it would do on recording and especially on the sound, but I do have a microphone that I can use. So I'm going to be playing with that next week as well. But my plan is to just hang out in my craft room almost the entire time. My daughter will also come down. She likes to diamond paint. She'll do it for a couple of hours, and then, you know, she gets tired and wants to do something else. But she is working on a diamond art club, and it's really good for her because it helps stimulate activity. It's also really good for cognitive skills for her. And then it's also, you know, really good just for her to do something else, do something creative, and not to be playing games all the time. Although the games really do help her with coordination, but so does diamond painting because it helps her with coordinating, you know, where to put all the drills and where the drills go in the proper colors. And so far, she's gotten half of hers done, and she has not messed up yet. She does take her time, and hers is around. I don't think that she could handle squares. I don't know, but I don't right now. I don't think that she could. Maybe later she will be able to, but that may just be undue stress for her. So I don't want to start that. This is going to be a really cute butterfly on this little dessert cup. I'm trying to just stay with the same color choice here for now. And let's see, what else happened this week? I mean, it was a very, very slow week for us, which is really unusual. But it went by fast, though. I mean, my husband and I both worked, and my daughter was at school, going to school online. And then I worked for another school. I did, you know, some work for them. I'm also in a PhD program where I am a mentor to PhD candidates that are going through with their dissertation. So I had to read 3 chapters of the dissertation and make those changes. And so that took a while. And then we watched a couple of shows. We are getting to where we're having a really hard time finding anything to watch. I mean, we are both, I don't want to say we're old, but we're older. We're in our 50s, I'll just say that. And it's just getting hard to where when we find something that we really like, then something pops up and we're like, nope, this is a definite turn off. We're not interested in this, you know, for whatever reason. And we try to watch what we can, you know, together with the 3 of us. And so there's just things that we just cannot, you know, watch, and we really don't want to. So we actually started watching American Idol, and that, you know, it's something to watch. And so we watched that, and then we watched Lone Star, and then we're really liking a lot of the home channels, like Home Improvements. We've always liked that, but we really like watching Dave and Jenny Mars. They're from Arkansas, which I guess a reason why that I kind of relate to them is that I'm from Arkansas as well. And so I know exactly when they say they're in a certain city, I know exactly where that is. I know a lot of the schools that are there, because when I was in high school many years ago, we would travel around between football and the basketball. And so I was either on the pep squad or I did something. And so I was always busy. And so I knew exactly where a lot of these places are. So that's always fun. And so when they say something, my husband will ask me, do you know where that is? Or what does that mean? And so I'll tell him. And so then we just start talking about that. So that's kind of what we did this week. And then they were also on another show called Rock the Block. And they're competing against other creators. And so they will win money if they win that particular week. And so that's almost finished. And so we've enjoyed watching that. And it gives us some really good ideas for our house too, because we're always wanting to do something. We're always talking about doing something to our house, and we just really haven't. So I think that that would be kind of fun to do some of this that they're doing. And we really like the modern farmhouse. And so we're seeing more and more of that on TV. But we really didn't watch any movies or anything all week. It was just getting ready, you know, once we got home and started doing things around the house, and then got dinner ready and everything, and then finished dinner. By the time that we did all of that, we only had an hour or two before we went to bed. So it doesn't leave much time to do anything during the week, especially this time of year is pretty busy. I still have to finish our taxes. I've actually done them, but I just need to look over them one more time. I'm really anal about that. I'm not like really OCD or anything, but when it comes to anything that to do with finances or taxes, anything like financial, I always just look at it 2 or 3 times at least, and I'll look at it again one last final time before I decide to send it. And at this point, my husband's like, I'm not even going to look at this. There's no point in me even looking at these taxes, because I know that it's right. I don't have to worry. You're not going to do anything wrong. And so I also use TurboTax, which does help. So anyway, once that is done, then that will be one less thing that we have to do for the early part of the year. And then we can get started doing other things. I definitely want to do some spring cleaning next week. I need to go through my craft room. I try to do it 2 or 3 times a year. And with us have recently moved, you would have thought that I would do that before, but we were really in such a scramble once we found this house just to go ahead and move and to put ours on the market, that I really just started putting things together and not even really purging as much as I should have. So now I get that fun task of doing it. But I did make a lot of cards. I was really surprised once I started putting my cards together, how many cards that I had. I sent over, I think it was 65 in total to our church for Cards for Compassion. And then I also sent, or I will be sending, I have to go to the post office, 98 cards to Cards for Soldiers. And I just have to take time to go to the post office. And it's like, not like I don't have the time to go to the post office, but our post office here is so terribly slow. I don't know if all post offices are like that, but ours, no matter what time of day or when you go, what day that you go, it is going to be crowded. They only have like 1 or 2 people working, and it never fails. Someone gets in there and they're confused or they're mad because how much it's going to cost to mail something, or there's a problem. And I'm always at the post office for 30 minutes plus. I can just never find a time to go in there when they're not absolutely packed. And if it wasn't for me having to have postage and have it weighed, then I would just have my postal carrier pick it up for me. But because I don't know how much it's going to cost, and I don't mail out enough for me to have something where I can do it from home. When we owned a small little boutique from home, I did that. I had the scales and I knew exactly how much that it was going to cost, and I could just go ahead and do it and then have my postal carrier pick it up for me. But now I can't do that because I don't have that service anymore. Okay, let's see. I think I'm about ready to change colors. And I just spilt some drills on my desk, of course. Trying to move the tray. I actually bumped the camera, so sorry about that. Okay. I think this one's going to be really cute. Each one of these little dessert cups, they are different for each month, and it's kind of based on the season. So this is, April, and it's really cute. It's got butterflies, so it looks very springish. And then once I get this completed, then I'm going to get a frame. I'm going to take this to work, so I will have it in my office. And I will have it in there until I actually finish with May's. Hopefully I'll have May's done by May. I'd hate to have April's up for a couple of months. That'd be kind of weird. I'm not sure if we're going to be working on campus this summer or if we're going to be working from home, but all of my classes are going to be online. That sometimes we still have to go in and still spend a certain amount of hours on campus, and that's fine. I'm just not sure yet what we're doing. We are still looking for my oldest daughter, a car. It's starting to really get old. We've been looking forever, and we'll find a car that sounds really good. We will drive and go and look for this car, and then it is usually just a piece of junk, or they want way too much for the car once we get there and look at it. And so we're just still looking, and hopefully we will find something soon, because my husband needs his car back. He can't keep driving his truck with all the gas problems and how much the gas costs around here. And he drives between 42 and 45 miles one way. So it is crazy for him to pay so much in gas, and his truck just drinks it up. I don't have to drive very far, and I'd kind of like to have my own car back instead of having to use his. It's nice to have your own car. So that's really all that's going on with that. We're just still waiting. And she feels really bad too, because she knows that, it's inconveniencing, us, but we have to do something because she has to have transportation. I'm just glad that we had the extra truck and that he's able to drive it to work. So that way we don't have to worry about it. I don't know what we would have done if it hadn't been for his truck. And she has to have transportation. I can't take her to work every day because I work. And she can't rely on her boyfriend to take her because he has to work. And sometimes she works until 10 o'clock at night. And so that would be hard, considering that I go to bed very early. Let's see, what else do I have that's upcoming? I am going to a conference that I'm really looking forward to. It is for 2-year schools for accounting. And it's going to be all over. It's not just the state of Georgia, but it's going to be like all over the country. They'll be coming in to this. And so I'm really going to enjoy that. It's going to be in Savannah, Georgia, which is on the coast. And so that will be nice. I haven't been there in a very long time. And so we are going to go to Savannah just for a few days. My husband's got some business to do in Savannah with his job. And then we've got someone that's going to watch our fur babies. So I'm thinking that's going to be mainly a mini vacation, even though I'll be going to seminars during the day, but we'll be able to spend time together at night, go out to dinner, and we're going to stay an extra day. just to do a little bit of sightseeing before we come home. I keep moving this because this is very sticky and I keep hitting my arm on it. I usually have it covered more. And it's kind of hard to talk and try to find some of these. These are all letters, which will make it easier. But I'm still getting used to talking, to chatting, thinking of, you know, what I should say. Even though I have some notes sometimes, and then trying to diamond paint. But I'm really enjoying having a YouTube channel. I hope that everyone that is watching is enjoying my content. I'm definitely going to have more content. I have several boxes that I want to open up and unbox for diamond painting. I just can't decide if I do that when I unbox them and I want to put the canvas back in the box, especially for Diamond Art Club, until I am ready to work on them, what to do about the diamonds, because I have such a hard time getting the drills back into the box. I don't know how they do it. I think it's an art form. I have a hard time putting anything back in a box that comes, you know, nicely prepared. So that doesn't surprise me that I have a hard time trying to get the drills back into the box. So I do have a couple of large containers, and I think what I'll do is I can label the drills with the kit they go with, and usually on Diamond Art Club it's going to say anyway, so I can just label those and then just have the drills in that container, and that way I'll know that I did already unbox it and had it on my channel, because I have so many that I really need to get going on them. So what is everybody working on? I would love to hear some comments below, see some comments on what you're actually working on and how long that it's taking you. Are you more partial to squares or rounds, or do you like to do rhinestones? Because that's now a thing as well. I thought about on this one, because it doesn't come with any ABs, I thought about putting some additional ABs in here to sparkle, but I don't know. I may just do it like this and see for this one, and then I may, on my next one, do that. Because this one is so small, I don't know if I want to use the ones that I have. And this pink is going to be really pretty. This is actually the first FGNormal kit that I've done. I do have a couple of theirs that were given to me, but I have not done any of them. And so far, I'm enjoying this canvas, and the drills look really good. Of course, I just started on this, but I am enjoying this canvas and all the colors. I haven't seen any bad drills yet. Why my wax keeps coming out? I think I must have put too much in there, or I didn't squish it down enough. I'm actually starting to use this putty for my single placer as well as my multi placers. I really like how that it slides on really well, and it lasts for a very long time, and it smells really good. I also use glue dots. I don't like using those as well as I do this putty though, but those can last for me for sometimes weeks. Try to straighten this a little better. My favorite color is blue, but recently I have been in like a pink and a purple mood. When we moved here, my husband asked me what paint did I want for my craft room, and to go ahead and let him know, and he'll go and get the paint. Well, I thought when I said that, when I told him what I wanted, that I thought he understood that I wanted him to get just a sample, and I wanted to see how dark it was going to be and what it would look like. Well, he didn't understand that part. He came home with 2 gallons of pink paint, and it's a good thing that I love it, which I really do. It is like the perfect room, the perfect wall color for me. And it's very bright because it's kind of dark. Even though I have a window in my room because I'm in the basement, it is still a little on the dark side. And so this pink really brightens it up. And when you walk down the stairs, you immediately are in my room, and it's just like, wow. It's just kind of blinding. But I really do love it. So now every time I see something in pink, I'm thinking this will look really good in my room. Or, you know, maybe I'll put this in my room instead of upstairs. And my daughter's favorite color is pink. It always has been since she could tell colors, and she knew what color was. And now she wants her room to be pink. Not necessarily as bright as mine, but she definitely is looking at pink colors for her room. And so I have a feeling she'll end up going with the same color that I do. Let's see, someone's getting a delivery, so I hope that's not really loud for you. They're backing up, and it sounds like they're maybe next door. Our neighbor works from home, and they both get quite a bit of deliveries. And I do too. I can't say too much about that. I would rather order from Amazon or some other place than have to go in anywhere. Although I went shopping today at Target. I hadn't been there in a long time, and I was in there for a while just looking around. And of course I did buy a few things. Let's see if I want to keep going with this color or another color. Are you participating in any diamond groups for April or May? I'm continuing with the Josephine Wall. Anxiety Adventures is hosting that one. It is started last month, and so it's going to continue till the end of April. The other two have ended, and I was using the same canvas, so I obviously did not get finished, but I had a really good time, especially with Mermaids and Magic. That was a lot of fun. Both of the hosts had weekly events and weekly drawings, and so that was a lot of fun because you could see what other people were working on as well. And not everybody who was in there weekly was actually in the little group, but they still were able to win a prize, and so that was nice too. The only ones that I know, I don't have anything for April or for May yet, and I'm probably not going to, just so I can get some of mine knocked out that I have started but haven't finished. And then in June is going to be the Harry Potter event, and so that is hosted by Bella Art Day Nicole and her husband Jamie. And so we are going to do that. My daughter, when I say we, my daughter wants to. I have 2 paintings, and so she's going to choose one. She wants to do one. And then there's another one that I believe is going to be in June, and that one is hosted by Diamond Painting Anonymous, Daphne. And she is going to have hers on pets, and that's P-E-T-S, like a cat, dog kind of thing. And so I am going to work on one that I've had for a long time with cats. So that will take care of June. And I think there's a couple others that are in June as well. I am going to skip for now, I think, July and August. And then starting in the fall, that's when all the ones that I have participated for a long time in have come up. I think there's going to be another Chuck-along that will be in September, if I recall. I do have a Chuck-along, or a Chuck Pinson, that I could do for the Chuck-along, but I am not sure if I will want to do that then, and if I have others that I'm already going to be involved with. And then I'm not sure if Diamonds and Washi is going to do the Summers with the Masters. And that was fun last year. I actually did finish mine. And I have a painting that I can use if she ends up doing that. And she also co-hosts with Tiny Worlds of Wonder. So that was very interesting last year. I actually learned a lot regarding artists, and met several people that were doing that, because a lot of people, a lot of diamond painters were participating, and some were even doing, I think, cross stitch and even coloring. So that is something I'm thinking about if they decide to do it. And then I'll definitely do drills and chills. This will be my 3rd or 4th year that I have done that. And I have several paintings that I can use. And then I'll probably do Advent. So I don't know, but that's a lot, because that would take away from some of these other ones that I really want to get out by the end of the year. And it's really funny to already be thinking about the end of the year. I mean, because it feels like this is just the first of the year, but it's already going by so fast. And I really want to make a dent in my stash, so that I can have some goals next year to get a certain amount out of my stash. And I'm trying to work on that now, but I have bought some that have not come in yet. And so because of that, I'm just kind of waiting to see how much is actually going to be in my stash once they all do come in. Some I ordered back during... at the end of November, first part of December, I believe, and those are not in yet. And that was from Craftily, and I've heard that they are on their way. I'm not in a hurry for them, because I definitely have plenty to do. I would like to focus on some of my smaller ones, and then get to some of the larger ones. That way I can at least say that I have gotten more done. So that would be very nice. So if you know of any events that you're going to be participating in, I would love to hear about that. Let's see, I'm going to change colors. Let's look at, and of course these aren't in order. 17. I have my drills labeled in my case 1 through 20. Because this is so small, I didn't see a point in taking time to actually go through and to make a schematic for me. So I'm just using what is on the side of the painting, which is fine, but you would think it is in DMC order. But the issue with that is that it is not underneath the actual symbol that they're using. And I usually go by DMC numbers anyway, but it's kind of hard when all I'm seeing on my case is 1 through 20. So that may slow me up a little bit. And this glare on this light is slowing me down, because I can't tell on some of these if they are together, if there's color blocking here, because on some of this I can definitely tell, but then I can't on some of this, because one thing, I don't want my head to get in on the shot. And I guess if it does for a minute. Okay. I plan on having a very quiet weekend unless we find a car to go and look at. And even then, my husband will just drive, and he goes and he'll look. And then he calls me if he sees that it's worthwhile, and I will go and meet him and look at it and see what we think. Or he'll come and get me, so we'll just have one car. We've done that before too. He doesn't want to make a decision on the car until I see it. And that's because I'm the one that's paying for my daughter's car. But I told him that I don't know anything about a car. I know if it looks good, I know if it drives okay, but as for knowing anything else, I have no idea. And he loves to work on cars in his spare time. He used to do that when he was younger. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. For keeping me company while I diamond paint or get started on this one. I will probably have this one finished by the early part of next week, if not by the end of the weekend. This is one that is small enough that I'm able to work on it in our den while we're watching TV or whatever that we decide to do tonight and over the weekend. So I think that will be very helpful for me to get this finished. And I am planning on next week to having a kitting up of Monarch Madness that I unboxed the other day, and I'll also have a link for that as well. And I am really looking forward to that one, all the bright colors. I know that I want to get started on that as soon as I finish the one that I am working on now, or these two, this one from April, and then the other one that I am working on for the event that ends the end of April. I'm gonna go ahead and get that done as well. I also post on Instagram on several different times during the week, and I will post updates. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me there. And if you follow me on Instagram, I will definitely follow you back whenever I see that you are following me. So that's what, I definitely like to do that. So I hope that everybody has a great weekend and a good start to the week. And until next time, thank you again so much for watching. And before you leave, if you will do all of the things, if you will click on the like button, if you like this content, as well as make a comment below. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to do so. That will alert you to when other videos are uploaded. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great week.